Hi, I'm Jason Inman, and I'm here with, who are you again, sir?
Just a guy known as the Comicstorian. A few people may know my channel. I think I have like 2 or 3 subs at this point. I'm really trying to soar up there.
He's a small guy, and we're trying to help him out. This is a new video where we're going to take the topics of geek stuff that interest us over the week, and we're going to talk through them with an expert or just a fan. You know, we'll see how we go.
Everyone calls me an expert. I don't know why.
I gave you that title. All right, so let's go right into the first story. Many of the solo Batman films have been under scrutiny lately, and there have been a lot of rumors, some true, some false, and some reports say that everything is okay, but we're just going to talk about the story. Now, some new information from Slash Film reveals that Deathstroke wasn't the only villain who would appear in the solo Batman movie. Now, my question to you is, Benny, and let's talk through this.
Okay.
Do you think it is a good idea that the Batman solo film, the new one, has multiple villains? Now, the Joel Schumacher movies, you remember, had 3 to 4 villains sometimes. And I also want to ask you, if you had to pick 2 villains to team up with Deathstroke, because we know Deathstroke's in this movie, who would you pick? So, is this a good idea? Let's stick with that first.
No.
Okay, why?
I don't. Not for the first movie. I mean,
Okay.
even the first Batman, way back in the '80s movie, just had the Joker.
Just Joker.
And I feel
Do you
like
count Bob the Goon?
No, I don't
Okay.
count Bob the Goon. And I feel like Deathstroke is such a powerful villain with such an amazing backstory of his own. You're just going to water that down by shoving people in there. Plus, if you're trying to make a cinematic universe, why shove all of Batman's villains into one video? One movie.
Yeah, one movie. Well, because some of the rumors, I mean, of course, everybody would come out and be like, this is obviously the Joker. Like, we have a Jared Leto Joker in this universe. Obviously, Joker's going to be in this movie.
Right.
I don't think that Joker and Deathstroke would jive very well in a movie. And I agree with you. Deathstroke is so powerful a villain. He could be the only villain you have, and it would really, really work because he's basically, you could treat him as evil Batman.
Well, I mean, you have such so few villains that have their own solo comics
Yes.
that have fully explored their entire history and given us their entire backstory, and so few villains that are so powerful that they literally go against multiple teams. We're talking Titans, Teen Titans, Batman himself, Deathstroke. There's comics where he's fought Superman, Wonder Woman. He's gone against everyone. To then put him in and be like, well, it's Deathstroke and the Joker and Harley and Croc and whoever else they want to, you know.
Whoever's on.
Right.
Croc is in this universe as well.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just going off ones we know already exist.
exist in the
and
universe,
they could easily throw more in there. I just don't see the reason why, unless, and is the only way I would go with this and make it work.
Let's hear it.
Is if it was like Deathstroke orchestrated like an Arkham breakout. So we have like a 20-minute sequence of Batman fighting.
Sort of like Bane and Nightfall.
Yeah,
Going a little
exactly.
bit of that route. Okay, interesting.
Because I could see that work. You know, if there's other villains, but they're confined to like a 20-minute little fight sequence.
Well, you know, interesting enough, I would be okay with this. I think it would be a good idea. Because, like, I mean, at the end of the day, Ben Affleck is a great screenwriter.
Right.
We cannot argue that at all. Like, he's written some great screenplays. He won an Oscar for screenwriting. Okay, so I'm gonna lean on the side of trusting Ben Affleck. Okay.
All right.
And all the reports differently going back and forth. No matter what, I trust in Ben Affleck. In fact, there was a report earlier this morning that said that the script is okay, and all the previous reports were completely false. So, actually, to be honest with you, we don't know what's going on.
Right. Well, from what we've heard, a lot of what was coming out is Ben Affleck himself kind of beating himself up over, I have to make this perfect. I have to, it's going to be hard for me to do all of it.
I understand that.
Oh, I do too.
I'd beat myself over a Batman movie too. I would be so afraid of writing a Batman movie because everybody's
Batman.
Everybody's going to pick it apart.
I mean, he's apparently not feeling so hot because his last movie didn't do so well.
By the way, Live by Night, I enjoyed it.
Did you?
I did.
I've not even seen it.
I did. I would say go see it. If you haven't seen it, it's as solid as his other movies.
Okay. And that's what I've heard. I've heard it's a good movie, just no one went to see it.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, you released it in the middle of Oscar season. You released it in the middle of Rogue One. I mean, come on. I don't know.
I saw Rogue One 3 times. I didn't have time for another movie.
In one of those times, you could have saw Live by Night.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about, so we don't know what's happening. We do know that Ben Affleck wrote a version of this script. That's a fact, and that makes me excited. Let's say we have to have 3 villains in this movie. Benny, one of them's Deathstroke.
Okay.
We have to have 3 villains in this movie. Who are the other 2 you put in this movie?
I would go ahead and pick 2 we've already established. So I would go with Croc and Harley, or Croc and Joker, or Joker and Harley, so that we at least start building upon villains we already have, instead of introducing more to the universe.
Interesting.
Because we know they exist, so we don't need to keep shoehorning people in just for the sake of, we already have the rights. They're not fighting for it. It's not a Marvel situation.
We already have the actors.
We already have the actors, so go with the people we know and just make them deeper.
That's good. That's a good idea. I agree with you. I'm going to about half agree with you. If I had my choices, I would put Killer Croc. I would take Killer Croc because I think
they got to fix the makeup though.
I thought it was great.
I didn't like it.
I thought it was just fine. The thing is that I thought that with Deathstroke, he's like Batman. So you cannot have another villain that could overpower him or basically take over the movie. So to me, that means Joker's completely out. I would go away from Harley Quinn too, because Harley Quinn takes over your movie. Killer Croc could just be a thug that works for Deathstroke, and that would totally work. So to me, I'm kind of like, okay, who's another thug or who's another quieter character? And I kind of lean towards Scarecrow simply for the fact that he's already fulfilled that role in the Christopher Nolan trilogy as like the secondary villain. So like, and people kind of know who he is, so you wouldn't have to re-explain him. So I'd say Scarecrow, maybe he's just like a drug dealer for Deathstroke or something like that, or he just makes...
Like he's tied in.
Yeah, also in my perfect world, these would just be cameos. These
Right,
would literally
and
be
that's
like a 5-minute scene for both of these characters.
When you said the Scarecrow thing, I was thinking, that'd be a great way to introduce the movie. He fights Scarecrow,
Yeah, he
and we
beats up
find out
Scarecrow.
Deathstroke's behind the whole thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like, he made his shipment. So it's very simple like that. Those are our choices for Batman villains. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and let's move on into our next story. Marvel Studios and Netflix released their first full-length trailer for Iron Fist this past Tuesday, giving fans a better look at exactly what Danny Rand is getting up to. Now, Iron Fist will be the 4th Marvel Netflix solo series and the final solo show before The Defenders premieres later this year. Iron Fist, not Iron Man, will be available for streaming on March 17th at midnight. Now, Benny, I want to talk about what was your favorite moment in this Iron Fist trailer? Did you like it? And, were there any Easter eggs you noticed?
I didn't do the Easter egg game for this one.
Okay.
I didn't really have time to. I watched it. But I do have a favorite moment.
Okay.
And that was seeing the Iron Fist in action and seeing it
When he
destroy
punches the floor.
Right, and I know a lot of people loved that scene, but for me, the reason that scene was so good is because as much as I love Daredevil, as much as I love Luke Cage, and as much as I loved Jessica Jones, we really didn't get to see much display of power.
True.
Like, even Jessica Jones, with her strength and her jumping, didn't require any special effects at all. It was just, she's powerful.
You are right about that. This is like the first superpower defender we're getting. Yeah.
And that's what I really liked about seeing it, because to me, my big concern was we were going to make an Iron Fist show, and it was going to be great, but we wouldn't see, like, an Iron Fist. It would just be like, his punch is powerful.
Yeah.
And seeing it glow, seeing it punch the ground with that force definitely showed me, like, okay, finally, Netflix is diving into a power. Even if we're doing one, we're getting one.
I will say that, like, the first teaser they released at New York Comic Con last year, just seeing the fist light up, I thought was very interesting. I'm also glad that they didn't go the route that everybody does in the comics, where it's like his hand is on fire.
Yeah.
If you look at it, like, you can see his veins and his arteries, like, filling up with the power, and, they sort of make the sound effect like a heartbeat. It's sort of like it's all of his chi going into one point, and which is what it's supposed to be.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of the character.
And that really looked cool to me. I really liked, to be honest with you, I was very surprised, and I really enjoyed how much Colleen Wing is going to be basically his sidekick through this trailer. And
wait, which character was she playing?
She was the Asian woman who was sort of the ninja woman who was like
ninja. I don't think ninja's a word.
Ninja's not a word. Copyright right now. But she was sort of the ninjutsu woman who was with him, and like there was a couple scenes where they were like fighting other ninjas together, and they were kind of sort of tag teaming each other. I really like that, because that's sort of very almost like her taking the Robin role of Iron Fist, and I didn't expect her to be that big a part of this show. Like, I figured it'd all be
you need someone.
You do need someone.
I mean, every Iron Fist comic, and I'm a huge fan of Iron Fist that I've read, there's always that other character that he gets to bounce off of. They don't ever do solo.
I kind of figured they were going to make that Claire Temple.
Yeah, I thought she was going to come back too. Or maybe Luke Cage gets a cameo every episode. I'd pay $1 million for that. But
I have a feeling we don't see Luke Cage at all.
No!
We don't see Luke Cage at all. Because to me, they had the perfect setup to show Danny in Luke Cage, and they didn't take it.
True.
So we have not seen a single main character in any of each other's shows. They're going to save that for Defenders. I'm putting that money right now.
Luke Cage was in Jessica Jones.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was a whole subplot.
I don't think we see Luke.
No?
We didn't see Danny in Luke's. I don't think we see Luke and Danny.
So you're thinking that their first meetup will be in Defenders, and then out of that we'll get instead of Iron Fist 2 and Luke Cage 2, we're gonna
Heroes
get
for Hire.
Yeah, that would be.
That's
amazing.
what I think. That's what I think we get. I think that's their season 2s for both those shows.
That would be amazing if we just went that direction.
Yeah, because we haven't heard anything about a Luke Cage season 2, I don't believe.
No, we haven't at all, which I'm surprised about, because we have heard about Jessica Jones season 2.
And a Daredevil season 3.
Right.
So, which is very
And a
interesting.
Punisher.
And we have a Punisher.
And the rumor mill loves to say Ghost Rider.
Yeah, they don't say Ghost Rider. But we do know that Jessica Jones season 2 and Daredevil season 3, they've said are like way past Defenders.
Okay.
Like they're like, we're not even thinking about that till we get past Defenders, which to me tells me that they're not going to shoot any of that, or the possibility of shooting Daredevil season 3, Heroes for Hire, Jessica Jones season 2 is not going to be until like the fall of this year, possibly 1 year from now.
Well, you were the one that actually brought up in the podcast that we do the fact that they do one in every spring and every fall.
Yeah.
So you think they're going to take a year off after Defenders before they do anything else?
No, I don't think they'll take a year off. I think next year actually will be. I think next year we'll have Punisher in the spring.
Okay,
because
I can see that.
Because they're filming Punisher right now. We'll see Punisher in the spring. I think next year could be Netflix's first time to do 3 a year. They might pump out 3 a year, and then we see the Netflix model go to 3 a year, just like the Marvel movies having this year are starting to go 3 a year. We're gonna get 3 movies
Isn't
this
DC
year.
also this year?
Is DC?
Or is that next year?
No, DC's only 2.
Okay, so Wonder Woman
next year might be 3. It's Wonder Woman and Justice League.
It is Justice League this year?
Yep, Justice League is in November, and then Marvel.
I guess you would be the guy to know that.
There you go.
Off the top of your head.
And Marvel is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor: Ragnarok.
No, well, yeah, and then technically Fox is Marvel. With so technically Marvel has 4, but we're going to just count 3.
So we dug the trailer. It was really cool. I know a lot of people were kind of like, this trailer was boring.
Yeah.
I
loved it.
I really liked
it showed exactly what I wanted in an Iron Fist show. I wanted the powers. I wanted the powers to roll out.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted from Iron Fist, and it showed exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, totally.
And the fact that it comes out in March, we're probably not going to get another trailer that shows anything else beyond this.
That's it. Like, we'll start. The next thing we'll see is clips.
Yeah, they'll start doing the clips in the launch trailer.
It's kind of like what they did with Logan. Like, Logan, they buried the trailer, so we've only gotten 2 trailers from Logan.
Yeah.
And then now we're getting clips, and it's like, the movie's going to come out. But to be honest with you, that's all I need for movies. Just give me 2 trailers.
I'm tired. I avoid trailers normally because they spoil too much at this point.
Yeah, a lot of people get after me because I do the weekly CW recaps, stuff like that, and everybody, they always watch the trailers for next week. I never do because the CW always spoils stuff.
They spoil it heavily too.
And I'm like, I don't want to know that Rip Hunter's a bad guy.
Right? Yeah. I hate watching it because I watch it on CWTV.com now. Is where I watch them.
Me too.
And I hate when you're not done with the episode and they give you the commercial for
the next week's.
You're like, no. Now I know they're gonna be okay.
Now I know the Atom dies. All right, let's move into the next story. Actress Rosario Dawson announced on Twitter that she would be interested in playing Anakin Skywalker's Padawan Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels after a fan suggested her as preferred casting. Although Lucasfilm has repeatedly stated that they have no plans to bring Ahsoka into the live-action Star Wars universe, many fans have rallied behind Dawson in the role, leading to a flurry of fan art. All right. I want to know, what do we think of this fan casting? And also, are there any other characters from the extended Star Wars universe that we'd like to see in the live-action films? Benny, have you been watching Star Wars Rebels this season?
I've actually fallen off and have not been able to watch Star Wars Rebels.
It's so good.
I want to.
Okay.
It's not like I don't watch it. It's just I haven't had time to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, totally.
The Disney stuff's kind of hard to track down.
Well, what do you think? You've seen Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know who Ahsoka Tano is.
Yes.
What do you think of Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano?
I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah?
I want to see her live action, and I don't like their philosophy of not putting characters from the extended universe that already exist in some other media into the live action.
I was expecting, we got Chopper in Rogue One.
Right.
But I was expecting, to be honest with you...
Wait, we got Chopper in Rogue One?
Yeah, Chopper rolls through the background in Rogue One.
I didn't even know that. I saw it 3 times.
Yeah. Chopper.
I have the Chopper statue on my wall.
Well, I don't know how you didn't see it. It's in the shot where they're walking out to get ready to go to Scarif. Scarif. Chopper rolls through the background.
Yeah, because that would take place at the exact same timeline as Rebels.
And also, also the Ghost is in Rogue One, flying through the shots. It's in several shots.
How did I miss all of this?
And then also over the intercom, they call for Hera in one of the scenes. Yeah, there's a bunch of Rogue One.
Wow.
It's full of Rogue One. Also, Hera's father is in he gets blown up with Forrest Whitaker. He's in Forrest Whitaker's band of rebels. So See,
Rebels is weird for me because as much as I love it, I always kind of forget it exists until I'm like, I have to catch up on Rebels. So I'm not looking for any Rebels references.
To be honest with you, I actually thought that we were going to see Hera in Rogue One simply because you could put an actress in that makeup very easily.
Yeah.
And it would look the same as the makeup, and it wouldn't matter.
I'm gonna have to watch it a fourth time.
You're gonna have to because they're all into it. I'm with you. I want to see Ahsoka Tano in the live-action universe. I'm worried that Rebels is actually going to kill her somewhere down the line. I don't think she's dead in the Rebels universe yet. I think Rebels.
No, she isn't, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're not current on it. There's some stuff in there.
Okay.
But I don't.
I know there's the time jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think she's dead yet. I think we're going to see her death, which might stop them from putting her in a live-action film. But if they do this Obi-Wan Solo film like they've been talking about,
she has to be in there.
Ahsoka would be perfect for that. And to be honest with you, Rosario Dawson, fine. Perfect. Great choice. Are there any other expanded characters besides Chopper reappearing in a future Star Wars film that you would like to see?
I would like to see some of the older characters.
Okay,
like Darth Revan.
Ooh, interesting.
Revan would be great. Or Dash Rendar.
Dash Rendar.
Could you imagine Dash Rendar?
Shadows of the Empire. You and I are the only two people that have not forgotten about that thing.
It exists. Please, Disney, it exists.
I like to think that exists. I love that video game. So amazing. And they even released toys from it, too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, those would be two great characters I think would be amazing to put in there.
For a long time, and I'm going to give mad credit, John Roca, who's a guy who appears on Collider and streamed like his movie fights with me and stuff like that. He once came on Movie Fights, and he made the argument for Michael Fassbender to play a Kanan somewhere, Kanan of the Jedi, somewhere in the Force Awakens or further movies or like that.
That'd be amazing.
I was like, that's perfect casting for me. I think that would be amazing. I would be really excited to see that. In terms of other characters, it's really tough because I'm kind of the opinion that these other adventures, like the reason why we don't hear about Rebels, the reason why we don't hear about Clone Wars in these other movies is simply for the fact that they're dead.
You went really dark with that. Really, everyone has died.
Well, it is a Star War, right?
But you're just like, if I don't see them, they're dead. That's it.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. If you don't see them in the regular episodes, they're dead. Which is why
they weren't on this episode. They must have died off screen.
Which is why I think Rebels is going to have a really dark ending because we don't see them in episode 4.
Well, they've said that they are going to have a dark ending.
Yeah.
Because I remember early on, between seasons 1 and 2, they were like, we're only going to do 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And this can't end well. And you're like, oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, man. What's going to happen here? All right. All right. So those are our thoughts on this week's stories. Let us down in the comments what you think about these stories and whether you think we're right, whether Benny's wrong, whether I think everybody's
I'm
dead.
normally wrong.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Benny, where can they find you on the internet if they want to come find you?
Comicstorian. Just look that up. It pops up everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I have a Twitch page.
Yeah.
It's all of it.
It's all those places. Go find him. And also his awesome podcast, The Weekly Pull. Don't forget to check all of that out. Guys,
you're on it too.
I'm sometimes on it. Yeah. Sometimes I forget about that. Don't forget to click subscribe, guys. And we'll see you. Hopefully we'll do another one of these next Friday. And we'll see you then.
Yep. Thank you.